Edgar TV.
How do there, guys, and welcome back to Edgar TV. And what I do, if you're new around here, I do a thing called My Pro Tour Adventure, which basically means I share the journey that I've been on. I have a little bit of a debrief after every event. We look at what went well, what didn't go well, what's the positives we can take, and is there any learning we can do in order to keep developing and keep on this journey. Now, going into this event, I was slightly nervy about it a little bit. I think that came across in the things I was saying on the channel beforehand, you know, due to the fact that we haven't played for 2 to 3 months, which was a one-off game, or 2 games at the World Championships. That's all we've had for months. Obviously, I know other people in the same situation. Different countries are different, but just that lack of being able to meet up with anyone and play any sort of face-to-face darts, it felt a little bit strange at first doing that. Now, the other thing that does is it leads itself to that little lack in concentration at times, which I'll get to in a little bit. But in general, I was really happy with how I responded to this situation. Right, it's that adapt or fail situation, isn't it? Overall, if you have a quick skim over it and you just literally have a little look at how it went, my running average for the week is up. So my overall running average is up, my performances was up, the finishes were fantastic, there were some very big power scores at some good moments. I think I lost every game basically on about 3 or 6 darts, which we'll do a breakdown of that shortly, and we'll pick up again at the end when we do our little graph, just to see what we need to look at moving forward. So the games themselves, like before getting to the games actually, normally I'll share a load of stories about what it's like on tour, but this one was so different. This one was literally, you go to your room, you stay in your room all day, then you go to the venue, you play your darts, you've got 10 minutes on the end of the game, you go back to your room, and that's it. It was just room and back, room and back, room and back. So obviously that's due to the national lockdown and everything, so that is understandable. Not easy to deal with. You get an hour to go out and get some lunch or food. You can go to the shops, things like that, do some exercise. You've got an hour where you can go out and do that. So other than that, it was a bit tough on that side of things. But onto the games. First game was Michael van Gerwen. You'll see here, lost 6-4 to one of probably the second best players ever lived. I had a 97.7, he had a 99. Now, this game started well. Come out, I hit a 15 darter. I had a mini chance here. I missed a dart at the bull to break him in 12 darts. He's gone out in 14. Ton 140, 121. Out you go, that's all you get. I've then held my throw in 13 darts, and this could have been better. I went 180, 134, 140, and then I went for big 15 and slipped into 2. So I hit a 2. Then I hit 13, and I gave myself 1 dart at double 16. I should have had 2 darts at double 16 there. But then I took it with a second one. 13 dart leg despite the slip. So, a very strong leg there. Again, look at this. Left double 14 after 12 darts. And again, Michael goes out. At this point, I'm running at 114 average. And it's 2-all. That is, that's a moment where you go, wow, I'm playing my very best stuff. I'm like 9 points off the world record and I'm drawing. You know, that's an eye-opener sometimes. 140, 140, took the foot off the gas, got the leg, got the point there, which was good. Michael, amazing leg, look, 180, 140, 38, takes out the 143. Didn't really affect me too much. I was that far back, it didn't really bother me. To be honest, I can't even remember him doing that. That's how lack of engaged I was with that leg. When he goes 180, 140 and you go 36, 93, the leg's gone. So, yeah, 100% I wasn't really overly engaged and I didn't even realise he did that. This was a big shot. 74 finish, 1 dart at tops in hand. Took out a 15 darter. Happy with that. Good turn. Got back onto the swing of things because if you look from here to here, that was a little... Well, even here. If we look at that block of the game for me, 3, 6, 9... No, what were you looking at? 3, 6, 9... Yeah, about 9... 12 iffy darts there. This was the moment, I believe, for me. So this was 4-3 to me. My chance to break. I want 76, and I literally pinged the wire on tops. That was for a breaker throw to go 5-3 up. 4 each. I've left myself 57. And there it is, 117 finish to break the throw. The worst time to lose the throw is 4 each. You lose the throw at 4 all, he's got the darts last leg, you're chasing that. I mean, I left myself 62. He took it out last dart in hand. He won a double 18. He hit inside. He hit outside the double 9 and it kicked over a little bit. And he moved over and I thought this is going to be awkward. And he plunked it in the bottom of the bed. So, disappointing to lose that, but it was great to push him really close. If we look at these last couple of legs pulling it down, I was well over the 100 for literally until like the last 6 darts. So, really happy with that. Happy with the performance. Let's say I'm not expected to beat Michael van Gerwen. That's a game I'm expected to lose. So it's a chance for me to try and gain some experience, put the mind and body, engage it in the task, and see how we can compete with one of the greatest players that's ever lived. And I was actually happy with how that went. So not too disappointed on day 1. Day 2, I played John Henderson. Now this one I feel probably should have been a win. This one came, I think, from, and something I'll get to later on, just a lack of treble-less visits at a certain point of the game. I averaged nearly 90, Henderson on 85. I was running probably 10 points higher than him for most of the match. Started it well, nice 14 dart leg there, we'll have a bit of that. He held his throw in 18, I'm still over 100. Look, just 1, 2, 3, 4 visits there, treble-less. Good leg in the next one. 93, 134, ton 95. He's gone out in 15 for the break. He's gone 3-1 up. I had another sloppy leg there. A couple of good legs to bounce back here. 16 dart, 13 dart. This is what I was saying about I was quite happy with how reactive I was to certain things. Like if I went behind, I could push to get it. All my games were literally nip and tuck all the way through. Literally just like all the way through the game. It was just dip, 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 dip. I was never able to pull away. And that's something that I'll bring up in a little bit as well. You'll see here, look, 16, 13, 14 darts. Quality darts there. I've took the lead back. I'm 4-3 up. Finishes are just bang, 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 bang. First dart, first dart, first dart. That's really good stuff. Henderson, very well done to him. I'm on a roll at this point. I've left 1, 2, 4 after 12. I'm thinking, you know what, I fancy this. I think Dan Dawson said on commentaries as well, Edgar, I fancy this. He's right, I did. I fancied it. Henderson takes out a 161, goes out in 12 darts. Nice. Takes out an 82. 1 dart at it. Great. But you'll see here now, I'm just starting to slip a couple of 60s and things in here. Got the throw there. Held that one together. But then 60, 45. First 6 darts. He's gone 140, 135, 97. He's on a finish after 9 darts. And I'm sat on 396. That's the situation at that point. He's thrown 9 because he threw first. 129. He's 200 points ahead. 8 or 140, but there's not really much you can do at that point. So I was disappointed with this one. I thought this one should have been a win. Henderson did the right things at the right time, which is normally my game. I normally time things well. Timing a little bit off. Like I say, that could be a little bit down to lack of experience at the moment. We've not played much darts for months. I've not played anybody. The only darts I have played over the last few months is me standing on my own in this living room throwing at the door. Because my board's on the back of the door. So I think that caught up with me a little bit there. But we'll see what day 3 brought. Okay, so another kind of tough draw here, actually. I played Steve Beaton, averaged overall 92.3. Good average, good consistent game. Again, I came flying out the blocks, 12 dart leg, lovely. Have a bit of that. I left myself 28. I didn't get a shot at this in the next leg. Steve Beaton took that out. So 15 darts, I'm on a double. That's exactly where you need to be in professional darts. You need to be around, somewhere around that 15 darter. Whether it's the 15, whether you can do it a visit earlier and be in the 14, or whether if you got the throw, or if they make a mistake, it gives you that shot going into the block of 15 to 18 as well. So exactly where I needed to be. Same here, look. Left the finish after 15. Because I had the throw, it allowed me to go into that 16. So the blocks are 3. You've got to be on the double, really, after those 5 visits. That's the thing. Steve Beaton's gone out in that block of 5 visits. After 4, I'm exactly where I should be again. I'm playing right. I'm playing properly. I'm playing good darts. And I'm where I need to be in relation to this match. Same thing again. 57 after 15 darts. I needed that extra block. I had the throw. I was allowed to do it. I went up and I did 18. I'm still playing proper professional darts where I need to be. So, in terms of that's quite good stuff. If you look down, it's just such a good, consistent game. There was not really a sort of moment as such in terms of where I could have, you look at these things where you lose them. Here, nice 75 finish to set up that last leg. I lost this in the last leg. I gave, look, the 57, 59, 43. I pulled it back, ton 180, brought me back into the leg, but I had one dart at double 16 and missed that. This is a moment, though, where I've got it down on my list of things to look at. Because I didn't just make this mistake once. I made this mistake twice this week. And again, I'm putting it down to a lack of experience at the moment. 142. Steve Beaton goes up and he goes, treble 20, treble 20. And then he goes to the marker, he goes, 120. And he goes, yeah. And at that point, I don't watch. I don't look what's going on. And I've got my head down. And he goes, 120. And I thought, ooh, I think he wants a finish. And I looked up and I watched him throw at double 11 and I'm like, miss. And he hit it. He missed it, sorry. And I was like, yes. My mind is no longer on my 62. My mind went to watching him and hoping he didn't hit his double 11. Mistake. Huge mistake on my part. Will learn my lesson from that. I know I shouldn't have done it. I'd tell anybody else not to do it. But in that moment, I got caught up in it. So I will learn from that. That's a big learning curve there. And that's one where I've got to look at myself and say, right, you did that wrong. So on to day 4. Heartbreaker here. Another tough draw. We got Dave Chisnell. And look at the start here. 180, 180. He's on the 9 darter. I go out in 12 with a 170 finish. I then go out in 13 to break the throw. We're on. We're playing well. This is what we want to do. Chisnell hits back. I should have gone 3-0 up. I missed 2 darts here at the 60. 1 dart at tops, 1 dart at double 10. Should have been 3-0 to me. First time in the weekend I've missed an opportunity on the finishes. And we're on day 4 there. Chisnell pulls it back. I then go ahead again. Another 13 dart leg like that. 140, 140, 137, 24 out we go. Bang. We're back in front. I led this game all the way through. Chisnell just kept levelling it up. Poor on against the darts again there. Look, just completely turning off against the darts. Oh, 19 darts. Okay. Not the best hold, but we got it. We got there. Chisnell holds in 13. I hold. Chisnell holds in 13, so he's looking strong on his darts. This was a big push for me. So he's gone turn, I've gone 135. Is it a 180? You know, anything but a 180 there. Even a 140, a turn. A little slip would be nice. Anything but a 180 and he got it. 137. So I've gone 137, 135 against the darts. And I'm still behind. So he hits 66. He goes, here you go, Edgar. Here's an opportunity, lad. Step in. 59. 139. I've left myself 89. The way I'm finishing, I'm quite happy with a shot at 89. I'll probably get a dart at double 16, maybe. If not the bull, which I've already pinged for the 170. So I'm happy there. Didn't get it. Lost the leg. Come to the last game. And this. Now this moment came from when I said I watched the Steve Beaton dart. This one was the same sort of thing. At 5-5, I was stood watching it. Well, I weren't watching him, so I had to belay. I was stood there, and I'm like, right, you've played really well all week. You've pushed some great players. Don't lose another 6-5. What an absolute calamity of a thought pattern. For someone who studies and understands psychology, I went everything against everything I knew. Everything against it. And I went up and I hit a treble 1. Treble 1. First dart. And then you're like, no. You want a 1-2-3 then. It's the only thing you want in that moment because you're worried about what he's going to go do. And then another 1. And then you're like, no. 24, you know, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. I couldn't do anything I didn't do anything, should I say. Not that I couldn't do anything. I didn't do anything to save the leg. It was a poor leg. He's gone out in 14. He's played a very good leg, so well done to Dave. He's done what he needs to do. 13-14 darts at the end to win it. In fact, his last 3 winning legs, look, 13-13-14. Great darts. That's what you expect from Dave Chisnell. So I'd expected to have done a little bit more there. So definitely something to look at there. I don't do that. I know I shouldn't do it, and I don't do it. But like I say, I don't know whether it's down to... I keep bringing it up. I don't know whether it's down to the fact we haven't played so much recently, and that I haven't got that competitiveness or that head-to-head game stuff at the moment, where you can play these moments and they're just moments. You know, it's just part of a long journey, and then they're just sequences that happen on it, rather than it be right. Okay, let's deal with it here. So I will be looking at this in the week before the UK Open. But let's take a little look at the pros and cons. So what we've got here is a summary. Pros, cons and howlers. Howlers, playing moments. Oh, Steve Beaton wants his 1-4-2 for the match. I hope he doesn't hit it. Oh, it's 5-5 versus Dave Chisnell. Let's hope that what happened in the past this weekend doesn't happen to me now. It's about what's happening now, and I played the past and tried pushing into the future. My mistake, full responsibility, played some moments. I lost every single one of these matches on about 3 to 6 darts. Now, the other thing is, when we look into the pro section in a second, rivals and pushing it. I was pushing rivals and playing rivaling against some of the top players. These players are ranked 42, 13, and I think it was 33. They are above me and above where I'm expected to be at the end of the season. My end of the season expectation is somewhere between about 40 to 55. So if we look at it in that sense, these are guys that I'm not supposed to be beating on paper, but I'm getting really, really close to. So there's so many positive signs in terms of that. Pushing these, rivaling these players, especially Michael Van Gerwen and Dave Chisnell. I'm not expected to beat those, but we're getting really close to them. Lots of positives to take from that. Cons. Finishing touches. You go and you paint a whole house, and you paint it lovely. But the bit that stands out is that little bit around the light socket that you don't really paint correctly, and get a bit of paint on the light socket, and it just ruins the whole effect. I'm the bit of paint on the light socket at the moment. There's little finishing touches. There's that little bit of something more. Match practice. Con. It was an issue. I expected it to be an issue. That's probably why it was an issue. I expected it to be an issue ages ago when we spoke about the UK Open about a month ago, and I said I'd like something first. That's done now. We've got that match practice. We've got that. I think we can tick that off and take that off the cons, especially going into the UK Open. Tons. Now, here are the seasonal stats. Now, you'll see me here. Number 53, just below Nathan Aspinall, above Devon Peterson, Gabriel Clems, Adrian Lewis. So yes, like I said, I didn't play bad at all. That's the company I'm currently playing around the level of, just to show you. But if you look across, so we've got first 9, we've got average 9. Let me put this on so I can use you the pointer actually. So we've got first 9 average 9. This here, 34%. This is what I think's letting me down at the moment. Look at the people around me. 41, 41, 40, 41, 49. A couple of lowers there. 42, 41, 43. If we look up even higher, 43, 46, 45, 54. Look, we're in the 40s. Everyone's in the 40s. And most are sort of mid-40s, especially that top 10. Now, what does this mean? This is the averages for the amount of the amount of percentage of tons you're going to hit in a leg. So, I think it said I was averaging 1.6 tons. That's where my power scoring is fine. I'm matching people on 180s, that's fine. I'm matching people on 140s, that's fine. I'm matching or bettering people on the finishers. The thing that's losing me games against the top players, and that's one of these things that this week's been great for. Yeah, it's tough draws, but I got 4 games against against some top players, so we can have a look and we can go, right, what do we need to do to get to that level? How do I compete on that level, that next step? What is that next step? That next step is to reduce the amount of 60s, 57s, 59s. And we've got to try and turn those into some tons. I don't need to score better. I need to score more consistently at the lower end. Because if I go 180-60 or 140-60 and they go ton 140, that's where the difference is. It's not the fact we both hit a 140. It's not the fact we both hit a 180. It's the fact that in between I've got a 60 and they've got a ton. That is the difference at the moment between me and those top players. So I will have a look at that. I'll see if there's things I can do. I'll look at my practice routines. I'll reevaluate that. I'll speak to a few people as well, and we'll try and we'll come up with some solutions to try and build that up over the next 6 months to this year. That's probably going to be the main focus of this year. Overall, stats are up. Like I said, I'm 4 points better on the averages at the moment, and that includes those dodgy moments, so that's really good. And checkouts, I'd say at the moment, I'm checking out like one of the best players in the world. I'm chipping out everything. I'm really, really happy with those checkouts. So overall, I think there's more positives than negatives. I think the two things that I need to look at to make sure we can change is playing those moments, which I know that, and I know how to fix that. That's not a problem. That was my mistake. And having a look at the practice routines and seeing if we can just increase that ton percentage. That's the stat I want to increase this year. If that stat goes up, I am confident that we'll achieve everything I want to achieve in this season. So I know it's a long spiel, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed the insight and having a little look at these things. The UK Open draw is coming today, which is Monday the 1st of March. I'll be entering that at the 3rd round stage. If you want to know my reaction to the draw, I'll be doing a video on that tomorrow. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and keep an eye out for that video, guys, and I'll catch you soon for some more Edgar TV.